Yeah. How good
What
was
does
that
that rate
for
for you?
round today?
Yeah, it was a great round. It was the iron game was very, very sharp. Putting made a bunch of nice 5-6 footers on that back nine for par. And for me at this place, I need to be in the fairway. That's everybody, but if I'm in the rough, it's pretty much a chop out and try to get up and down with a wedge or something. So keeping the fairway has been key.
Did you putt on 15 and 16?
Yes.
So you putted for birdie on every hole but 10.
Pretty much, yeah.
How special is that? That's hard.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I not that I was necessarily keeping track of it, but it was nice to not have to be. The nice thing was for the most of the day, my speed was very good, so it was a lot tapping pars if I wasn't making birdie, and that's huge out here to kind of relieve some of that extra energy if you're having 3-4 footers all day on these tricky greens. So yeah, it was a clean card, which not necessarily that I expected, but it was nice to kind of keep it as simple as possible.
How's this course compared to other courses you play on tour with all day long rain?
Well, the rough is almost second to none, at least for, we call it quote unquote regular tour event or regular stop, I should say. It's the lie I had on 10 to hit in the right rough. I could hit it maybe 40 yards at best. Torrey was pretty thick this year. Bay Hill was always thick, but it seems to be just a little bit thicker here, playing that much more difficult. You can catch a break here or there, but you just got to be in the fairway. So it's definitely top 2 or 3 most difficult every year, and this year just with the rough, it seems to be just a brutal test.
How does it impact your strategy moving forward the next 2 days?
The forecast from what I looked earlier today looks like not much rain, so it'll firm up, I'm sure, a little bit. They have a little bit of control with the greens with the sub air, but I just got to keep it in play, and from there attack as much as I can with the irons. But I don't think it's going to play any easier. So par's a good score.
Did you grow up with this kind of weather?
Yeah, this was every day of my golfing life. So I was about 23. So usually October through March or April, this was a pretty standard day. So college was the same. I went to school that's in Seattle. So I don't enjoy playing this, but I've played it enough where I kind of know what to expect.
So Washington, I can't believe you didn't go to Kent State.
Yeah, that was more for the East Coast guys, so I stayed west.
What was one of the longer clubs you hit today in a par 4? Or actually, what'd you hit on 4? That's a good birdie.
4, I hit 4 iron.
How close did you hit that?
Probably 25 feet ish. That's like 1 and 2 are playing longer than they were. I think I hit maybe 7 or 8 under those, which yesterday was maybe a wedge into 2. Yeah, it was probably a 6 iron was the longest club into the greens. It wasn't like cold, so the ball was still going. It just wasn't rolling. So again, if you hit in the fairways, you were able to tack on a few of the pins. The par 5s here, honestly, I don't think I'll go for one of them this week. It's such a challenging second shots, and I'll have so far in that I just got to rely on my wedge game, which I parred them all today, which I would have taken starting the day. And yesterday I birdied a couple, but if I can put myself in a good layup position and give myself chances there, the greens are actually quite predictable right now with the first bounce and then getting spin with the wedges. So that's where I have to try to take advantage of my game there.
Last one for me. You've never been to Oakmont unless you played an amateur there, huh?
No, I haven't, no.
What do you think when you hear the name? You can spell it, but I mean...
Yeah. Probably one of the hardest tests, at least from what I've heard. I heard Paul Tesori told me a funny story when it was there last, maybe 17 or 18, where Webb Simpson was obviously a top 10 player in the world. Halfway through the second round, he leaned over to Paul and he said, "Paulie, this place is too hard for me." And yeah, but people have said they have that hype and they get there and it's extremely difficult, but it's fair. I think the USGA likes the sticker shock of like the 295-yard par 3, where I don't think it'll play like that. They have probably multiple tees, so we'll see how it is. It's going to be, the rough is going to be at least this, if not a little bit harder. So again, fairways will be crucial for me, especially at the length out there. And so yeah, I'll be there for a few days to prepare, but it's going to be probably 3 straight weeks of very long rough and difficulty. So.
What's next week?
Yeah, never heard of it.
What's next week? Is Toronto hard? TPC Toronto?
I've actually never been there, but I think they'll juice it up.
So when are you going to Oakmont? You can't.
I'll get down there Monday morning from
Canada.
From Canada, yeah.
Give me the one course or even one round where you turned to your caddy and said, "This place is too hard for me." You might have done it today. I don't know.
You know, I was pretty frustrated at the PGA with some of the mud balls. I wouldn't say that was necessarily hard. Sometimes just like
irritating.
irritating would be a nice way of putting it. But Augusta last year actually was my first kind of spring one, and with that win that Friday was maybe the hardest golf I've ever played. And that was with no rough, so we'll see.
Thanks, Nick.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.